All right. So we've got the first game. Again, round one, my opponent just scooped. Not super uncommon in these online events because some people do just participate for those or something comes up, but they're still trying to get their participation because you can pull things like that. Sweet Otama. Again, this is my top 32, my 17th place run. Just barely bubbled out of the top 16, so no new gate for me. That's what I get for not playing him in this deck, but I'm pretty sure I won the dice roll and chose to go second. We're going to go ahead and smack down the Ezo, and then we're going to search. I believe I grab an ace here, and the unfortunate part is I'm going to continue to pull aces after this. One ace is fine, but then I'm pretty sure my first life was an ace, and my hand gets full of them. I don't really remember what the other options were, but there might have been a Flame Emperor. I believe I have a Flame Emperor in my opening hand, and so I'm like, ace, Flame Emperor, my curves are good. We're going to be out here. No Thatch. I remember not having one. The cool thing about Luffy is, of course, that they can swing big. I believe he goes 8. Didn't have any card to play, so I'm up on that front. I believe I also didn't have Atmos, which is the 4-drop. Yeah, they're gonna just go 8 to my face. I'm gonna take it, especially because, like, yeah, I mean, it's just not worth the cards. It was just free waste of their turn, essentially, for me, and I gain a card. So I'm gonna get pretty big-handed here, and big hand like the whole game. So I'm gonna go 5 at lead first before playing anything. Usually just take the first life. It's pretty free. Pay 1. Play another Ezo. We're going to search here. And then we, of course, get the Flame Emperor. I believe there might have been some other options, but that should give me... I think that's just my only one, actually. And then I just go 5 at face. Now, this is where it gets interesting because it's like, okay, like, normally I feel like you probably could still take it, but if you have 1k, you're definitely going to use a 1k. But he goes ahead and does this. Kick course. So going 8k in counter and getting rid of a jet pistol, which is fair. I mean, the jet pistol has very low value. You pretty much typically will eat one event from ace for a Marco, but that's probably the only card that they typically would run. But we're, of course, running Atmos, but most people don't know that yet. And back when I got top 64 at the Treasure Cup, I also was playing 2 Atmos, and I was playing 2 of the 3 drop, and then 2 Zoro, just so I had, like, different curves. Yeah, it goes Rush Zoro. This is actually unfortunate, because I'm like, I don't really have anything to deal with the Zoro. I guess I could have, so here's one of the plays that I could have done differently. He goes 6, I'm going to take it. And then he's going to go 7 at my leader using Luffy ability. I need those Dawn, by the way, that... With OP-01 Rising, I just need some of those. Yeah, I'm going to take it, go down to 2. Again, just trying to, if it's not one card, I'm going to just keep building it. But you kind of got a little glimpse there. But I have, at this point, like 3 ace, and 2 Luffys in my hand. So I have a huge hand, but not a lot of counter. I believe I'm just going to go 5, play Thatch. Or no, I'm going to go 5. I have an Otama, because I want to get rid of the Zoro, but I need to lower his life. And so I'm going to go 5 at his face. And see, because, like, if he had counter, he's going to use it for the Zoro, but we know he doesn't have a bunch. And so we do that. Debating on, seems like they have counter, or if they want to take it. And so, yeah, he's got 6 in hand. I've got a lot. I've got a lot. I think I have like 8 or 9, maybe even 10. I might have 10. I'm gonna play Otama, and then we're gonna minus the Zoro. We're gonna go ahead. I believe I have Thatch here, and I would have loved to play Thatch, but the Zoro, just because I don't have any counter in my hand, and I'm giving up 3k in counter to make that play, I needed to make it worth it. Because if he didn't have anything else to play, he just goes huge in my face, it would very hurt. It would hurt a lot. And so it's like, okay, I need to get rid of that. Keep control on my side. Next turn I could go 5, 5, 6. I should be my 8th on turn, so yeah, I could go 5, 5, 7, 6. If I wanted to. But yeah, this their 7 turn. I believe they're going to go play a Marco. That's probably why they didn't counter us, because they wanted that body. And the unfortunate part is I do have 3 ace at this point, and there's never been a great opportunity to play him. Yeah, Marco's pops an Ezo. He's got 2 left. Can do an 8 swing if he wants. Can leave 2 up for an event. Going 6. 7 leaves 1 up for an event, possibly. 7 at my leader. I'm going to just go ahead, take it, go down to 1. They have 3 life still. I'm at 1. They have 6 in hand. I have a book. No combo. At this point, I definitely have the 2 Luffys. I do have a Makino. And we're going into 8. So I could play an ace and go 5, 6, 7. But I think, like, essentially, I'm in a good spot. I can survive some attacks. I believe I have like a Red Hawk, maybe like a guard point or something. I have like 1 combo card, so I have some counter. I have a Makino. I'm like, okay, like I don't die next turn, so we're gonna go ahead, go 6, see what we can get, see if they'll take it. Because I believe I'm gonna play Thatch and leave 2 up. Sitting here thinking if I want to play the ace and go 7 and try to take them down to 1, which could be a big value, or if we want to go ahead and just establish that Thatch. Or I could even play a rush Luffy and put some damage out there. I'm going to go 5 at leader. See if we can get a card. So we get the 1. They have the Marco. Possibly just pulled that out of life. We're going to establish the Thatch, which is huge. That 8 stat line is really going to carry. Then I pass 2 Dawn up. Yeah, I believe I just have a Red Hawk. And so they're on 9, right? And this card has been huge. And he's got 7 cards. 7. I use dice to keep track of it, just so I have like a mental note, like as I'm playing, especially against Whitebeard. I find it really good just to be cognizant of how many cards they have. And then there it is, the 9-beard. Now he's going up to be a 7k leader. I have 1 life. They can pop any card I play with the 9-beard as far as blockers go, unless I have blocker Marco, which I do not, so that is very bad. I have a Flame Emperor, but as you can see, there's an Otama on the board. I did not have another Otama. I'm going to go ahead. I have a guard point. A Radical Beam. Radical Beam. So I could have technically poked for 6, I think. I don't think I needed to leave the 2 up, which was a misplay on my part. Because I believe that was the only event I had in my hand, and if I had gone 6, I could have connected for that damage, and then on this clapback turn, I would only need to hit him twice. However, due to the 9-beard, I do have to connect 3 times at 7k. I'm going to go ahead and take this, realizing that there's no way I win on the next turn. assuming they go for lethal, which would only make sense. You swing 10 with Nugate, and I can't stop that. And then you have a ton of Dawn to work with, and you could just eat a blocker by going 12. So I decided to take it, see what I get. I know for a fact I pulled a Machino, so I actually gave me 2 Machinos, and I had to take a sec because I almost forgot that he was at 7, and that would have been bad. So we're here. I'm sitting there thinking through everything, resetting my stuff. Gonna take a moment because I'm like, okay, what makes the most sense for lethal? Because I have to connect 3 times, and I do have a Flame Emperor. Which could do the double attack and get me there, but I decide not to. I decide we're gonna first swing 7, poke, see if they have to take it. If they take it, it makes it where I don't have to use the Flame Emperor. But if they guard it, I could possibly Flame Emperor and then go 9 and then just try to finish them with Thatch. Or I could go swing Thatch, and if Thatch doesn't get there, I do have 2 Machinos. So I could go 7, 9, 8, 8. But I'm going to go 7. Again, we saw the bad manners kick course early. So we know that at X point, he did not have any counter. Looks like he's debating on what he wants to do. And then doing some math. So they give me a 2K, an Otama. And I'm like, okay, well, so I got a 2K on a base swing. So now it's like, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to Flame Emperor, put him to 0? Or try to? If they have 2 2Ks or a 2K and a 1K, well, we know they don't have a 1K. So if they have 2 2Ks with 5 cards in hand, that could be it. Because they just have, all they would have to do is stop that attack. If I go all in, that's all my eggs in one basket, and I'm done. But essentially, after ladder climb, I'm gonna go poke 9 just to see what happens with the Thatch. And then if they counter out of that, it's pretty much over, probably. But if they counter out of it, they might have no combo. And I could potentially, yeah. Machino, and then I still just don't have enough. So I really have to rely on this hitting now. So they would need 2 cards, and that's going to tell me a lot. So we go 9. They take it, no hesitation. So it's like, okay, cool. Now it's like, did they get more counter? So we're going to ladder up. I decided to go ahead and go 10. So now the question is, how do I want to go 10? What's the best way? And then, like, what's the biggest swing that I can do with Machino? And that's what I'm going to try to, like, math out here. So I'm like, I need 2 for the Machinos, and that gets me to 8. And then it's like, okay, what else? And then how high? Because I have 2 events in my hand. I've got double Flame Emperor, and so I can ditch those to boost my leader. And it's like, okay, do I want to go 9 and save even more for the Ezo? But if 9 doesn't connect, it's over. But using the events in my hand, it does give me a little bit of extra damage to work with. One of the pros of Ace. And can be used against Whitebeard if you have a ton of events, or keep them. In a couple of my games, I did use those to boost my leader. And they just help you get that extra power, and it happens. It works. A lot of people are afraid I'm going to dump like a bunch and go 20, but I just don't have play enough events for that. So now here I am, I'm mathing. I'm like, I want to save 5 for Machino, so I can go double Machino, go 8, 9, 10, 11, and so that gives me 3 Dawn to swing with. And then I can go 10, discarding my events. So declaring an Ace effect, discarding 2, going 10. See if they take it. And I believe he says, I guess I have to take it, which was... kind of like, oh, you have to? And it's making me feel really good. But, is this card counter? Is it a bad manners kick course? Of course, saving that Dawn in case I need to buff up the Otama. It is possible, he rips a jet pistol. We know he plays it. Even, who knows if they play Red Hawk, but it's possible there's a trigger in life. And so we want to keep all of that Dawn, just because then I could go 6, 7, 8, 9 still and swing 9 with Otama should something happen. And then, so yeah, he takes it. And then I'm like, pay 1 Machino, boost the Ezo, And then we're going to pay one more. The Machina was my last life, so shout out that. We're going to boost it once again, going 8. And then this was probably my biggest luck sat game ever. The cool thing was I had a gigantic hand, and none of the cards in my hand were combo. I'm just going all in 11. And he said he whiffed. He only has a 2K, and that really just drastically changed. Like, there it is. And then I had a Fosa and a Marco in terms of combos. So I had 7 cards, and then no combo. And so, yeah, like if he pulled anything, it was pretty much over for me. Got super lucky. We both had, no counter in hand. Great game. I was on stream. Shout out Eggman.